Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another segment on my favorites. The last favorites video that I did was on my bronzers and highlighters, so today's video is actually going to be on my favorite foundation, so let's jump right in. Alright, so the first foundation that I have to talk about is actually a new favorite of mine, and that is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Foundation. And this one, you may have already seen my review on this, but it's just undeniably stunning. This foundation looks so beautiful. Every time I put it on, I swear I can't even believe how much it looks like my skin, but better. Any foundation that has ever had that claim, I feel like this foundation can truly stand by that claim. This looks like your skin, but better. Now, this foundation is one of the most expensive foundations that I own to date, coming in at $68. So we could just go ahead and round that to 70. That's a lot for a foundation, but to me, it's worth it. You can decide if that is a price that's worth it for you. The only hang up that I had about this foundation in my review was that the color was a little bit off. I just wish that it had a little bit more yellow or golden tone to it, but the more I use it, the more that ends up balancing out. Once I'm completely done with my whole makeup routine, it doesn't look like the color is off at all. So I know for a fact this is gonna be perfect as we move into fall and winter. Definitely just all around happy with this foundation. This is a shade 21, medium 21. By the time I'm out of this bottle, I'm sure it'll be spring or summer again, so I probably will go for the shade 23. There's just so much to choose from. I think anyone would be fine finding their match in this. Alright, so next up is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This one I love for its skin-like appearance as well, but still, the Pat McGrath definitely wins top skin-like finish looking foundation. But this one, very close. Also looks like skin, really beautiful. It has a natural matte finish to it. So it is a medium to full coverage, really more so high medium coverage on my skin at least. So for me personally, I don't tend to go for anything matte. So no matte primers, foundations, matte lipsticks. I just don't go for any of the matte finish type products. But this one is a very soft matte. It's a natural matte finish, and it works really good if your skin is oily or if you're combination oily like me. It really does hold up so well, and it just looks good. This can easily just be an everyday foundation. This foundation is $40, so it's a little bit pricey, but compared to the other Dior foundations, this is, I believe, the most inexpensive one. And this also comes with 1.6 fluid ounces, which is crazy because the standard amount for a foundation is 1 fluid ounce. So this is closer to 2 fluid ounces. So this is gonna last you a really long time. This is just an all-around win for me. Love this foundation. So next up is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. And this one I would say is a true definition of a luminous longwear foundation. So this one I think is perfect for combination oily skin types that don't want to look matte like me. And you do want that healthy kind of glow to your skin, but something that is actually gonna hold up. This foundation is it. This one just looks beautiful. Again, it is very skin-like. I'll say it's definitely not as skin-like as the Pat or the Dior, but it's still very skin-like. It just looks beautiful. I love the coverage on it. This is a medium to full coverage. Honestly, it replaced a lot of my other foundations for a while, especially when this just came out. I was using this nonstop. I completely ran out of the first bottle of this. So really love this foundation. Definitely worth it. This is $49, so let's just round that up to $50. I would just catch this on one of Sephora's sales or Ulta sales because this foundation really is beautiful. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I repurchased it, so. All right, next up is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. Now, don't laugh at me because yes, this is the old packaging. I still have the old packaging, except for this bottle is actually completely empty. So I will need to rebuy the glass bottle one now. So this foundation I have repurchased about 4 or 5 times, and a little bit goes a long way. So that really says something. This is just my ride or die full coverage foundation. Now this is very different from the others we just mentioned because this is very full coverage, okay? This is playing no games. It is covering all of your sins and mistakes. Girl, this one you do want to be careful with. Even though I feel like you could apply too much of this and you could still blend it out and it'll still look really pretty and just flawless. It's not gonna give you a mask-like appearance. is a beautiful foundation, and if you have like a foundation that has like light to medium coverage and you just want it to be like more coverage, this foundation is beautiful mixed in with everything I've ever mixed it with. So definitely an all-around staple foundation for me. I need this foundation in my collection all the time, so I will be repurchasing my new bottle soon. This foundation is $44, which I think is definitely worth it, and it lasts. Like, the actual product in this bottle will last you forever. Like, I don't even know what, let me see what yeah, it has a shelf life of 12 months, and honestly, I would say that it'll last you even longer than that. You know, if you're not weird about expiration and shelf lives and stuff, then this will last you longer. So this foundation also has a 24-hour wear claim, and I've never put that to the test, but I can say that this is a long wearing foundation. It holds up very beautifully on my skin. So if you're combo oily, this will do well on your skin. You just have to make sure, you know, you're doing your other steps like primer, setting powder, all that good stuff. It really, really has never let me down. I love this foundation. And last but not least is my favorite foundation literally of all time, and that is my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Where do I even start? This foundation I have repurchased, I kid you not, at least 6 times. Probably more if I go and look in my Sephora like history. So I know that that's like a big claim, like favorite foundation of all time. Like, gun to your head, what is the foundation that you cannot live without? It is this one. Like, this is my favorite foundation without question. Everything about this foundation is beautiful, and someone actually told me that Pat McGrath had a hand in creating this foundation, which makes sense because this is pretty neck and neck with the Pat McGrath like skin-like finish. This foundation is just so, so beautiful. There is something about it. I think it has like crushed pearl or something is in this where your skin just looks beautiful. Like, it just looks healthy. It's insane. Like, you could be having a terrible skin day. This foundation will just make it all better, I swear. And 8.75 is the shade I have in this one, and it's literally perfect. I couldn't ask for a better shade. I'm so happy that they extended their shades because I was truly in between the shade 9 and 8. Honestly, if there was any foundation that I recommend you trying, especially if you wanted to like splurge on a higher end or luxury foundation, let it be this one. There are millions of reviews on this foundation, and you know, it's a little bit up and down, but for the most part, what you'll see is this foundation is beautiful. Like, that much is undeniable. Like, there's some people like, I don't know, that I don't see the hype, but trust me, the hype is real. Now, this one is $64, and I know that's very close to the Pat McGrath being $68, but this one I will continue to rebuy over and over and over again because it is just that beautiful. So I do have one honorable mention, and that is the YSL Touche Éclat foundation. And the only reason why this one didn't make it into like my full favorites like bunch over here is because of the shade. This foundation had an atrocious shade range. It was terrible, but it was just so beautiful. I got a sample of this like years back, and I was like, I have to make this foundation work somehow. So I only have this foundation in this shade B70 to mix because it is, I mean, too warm. You guys can, I mean, look at that. Like, it's so warm for me. They have expanded in shade range, so I will be picking up my appropriate color next time, but this foundation is a really beautiful one, holds up very well on combination oily skin as well. Just honorable mention because it is really pretty. And also this foundation is $54, which it's YSL, so of course it's gonna be, you know, a little pricey, but pretty. So before I wrap this video up, I do just wanna emphasize that I have tried so many foundations, like definitely too many to count. And while these are higher end or luxury brands that I just mentioned, I in no way care about the brands themselves. Like, I don't buy things because of the brands. I buy things based on performance. And these are just foundations that, in my opinion, perform the best, at least on my skin type. So do your research. See if any of these foundations could potentially work for you and your skin type. Don't just take my word for it. Anyways, that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful and that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other videos while you're here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys. Cloud!